snap it, and it's Trey Burton who throws caught. Foles, touchdown.
Here he goes. It's Hester inside the 30. Hester's going to take it all the way for a touchdown.
Fields stumbling, trying to cut it back. Justin Fields making magic happen. There goes Fields. Touchdown!
Hurts on first down, fires downfield. It's Deshaun Jackson back in the lineup. Missed the last 7 games, and he will take it 81 yards. A somersault into the end zone. His first touchdown of the season.
You're listening to The Pigskin Project, the world's #1 football podcast. Now, with more insights on all things football, here are your hosts, Ben Hansen and Ryan Matthews. Welcome back to The Pigskin Project. This is going to be one heck of an episode. So stick with us, because here in just a few minutes, we will be talking and venting about everything, and I will explain here momentarily. But as we always do, Ben, how are you doing, buddy?
Dude, I am doing fantastic. The best I've felt in weeks, I feel like. Sorry, guys, I'm plugging in my computer. The best I felt.
You weren't feeling very good recently, right?
Yeah, felt kind of sick.
Yeah.
Pause though. We'll get in.
We got a couple.
You're darn right I am. You're darn right I am.
Your tweet said to come laugh at you, Ryan. So I'm here to laugh at you and the Bears. Have a great show. He said Ben's probably doing a lot better than you. Yeah.
You go.
Yep.
And we'll get into a rant that you have in a little bit. But the by far highlight of my day has been the other rant I got about your other team in the other sport.
I was hoping we didn't bring this up, but
for those who don't know, Ryan is a big basketball fan, very specifically a basketball fan of the Miami Heat. Don't know. He has been hoping all offseason that they were going to get Damian Lillard. And I could pull it up, but I won't. I won't do you dirty. But I very specifically remember you texting me right after the Bears game. This would be a perfect time for the Miami Heat to trade for Damian Lillard. Well, for those who aren't well versed in the basketball world, Damian Lillard got traded, not to the Miami Heat.
Can we just talk about how much the sports gods just hate me right now? They just hate me.
On top of the Packers are doing good. Go Pack. The Bears are doing bad. The Cubs might make the playoffs, so
they just lost tonight and the Marlins won, so the Cubs are staring outside of the playoff picture.
Oh,
it just keeps piling on. It just keeps piling on. It's not done.
And again, it would help.
Yes, let's talk Cubs.
It would help if the Packers were also doing bad. But the Bears are doing bad.
Maybe.
The Packers are doing good, and that just it's just another thing on top of it.
Dude. I turned 21, and I just want to say that I have a lot of self-control, because in this point of time, there are a lot of 21-year-olds that might be drinking their sorrows away, but I have not done that. So,
Okay.
Yeah, my mom coming and saying, yeah, but Packers suck. Yeah. No, but yeah.
Pack go.
Anyways, let's get into weekly review. The 49ers beat the Giants 30-12. Lots of blowouts. Lions beat the Falcons 20-6. Chargers beat the Vikings 28-24. Packers beat the Saints 18-17. Texans beat the Jaguars in shocking fashion 37-17. Dolphins beat the Broncos 70-20. Unbelievable. Browns beat the Titans 27-3. Bills beat the Commanders 37-3. Colts beat the Ravens 22-19. Patriots beat the Jets 15-10. Seahawks beat the Panthers 37-27. Chiefs beat the Bears 41-10. Cardinals beat the Cowboys 28-16. Steelers beat the Raiders 23-18. Eagles beat the Bucks 25-11, and Bengals beat the Rams 19-16. I just want to note really quick, for everybody that listens on Spotify or was looking at their episodes and stuff. We are uploading episodes as this episode goes on. I am in the process of doing everything. It just took forever. I tried to do all of them at the same exact time and it just didn't work. But anyways, we are in the process of doing that and catching up. So I apologize for that. But lots of blowouts this week, including the last part of weekly review that I want to get into.
And I'll let you do your rant, but then after your rant, I do want to touch on other things. But yes.
Oh, well, yes, this isn't, we're not getting there just yet, but my high school football team that I coach got our second win of the year, and it's their first shutout win since 2013. So in 10 years, this is also their first 2-win season, or 2+ win season, might I say, because we might get more. This is the first multiple win season since 2013 as well. So they won 46-0 at Lake Station. Felt very good coming out of that one. And we got some much needed momentum coming into the last few weeks of the season as we look upon the last 3 weeks of the regular season and sectionals, hoping for a widening draw. So everybody can put some prayers in with the big man, because God knows when it comes to sports, I need plenty of them. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to the NFL week 3, I just barely squeezed out a fantasy win. So I have 2 things for me. Out of everything else, I got a fantasy win and I got a high school football win. It came at a price, but it happened.
Don't want to talk about fantasy football right now. Lost by 0.74. It's just rough.
Bad beat.
But no. So like the 3/4/5 games I want to talk about just real quick or touch on. The Cardinals beating the Cowboys. How much of impact does Trayvon Diggs? I guess we didn't cover this on our last podcast because it came out that Thursday. Trayvon Diggs is out for the season with torn ACL.
I think we covered that he got hurt. Oh, we got an echo going on there.
Yeah.
What he was getting to is how big of a difference it is for the Cowboys not to have Trayvon Diggs. Might I add, James Conner had a heck of a game, and he's still having heck of a games every single week. I made a move for him today in fantasy, so I'm hyping him up just a little bit.
Yes.
But, And
that was AirPod issue. For some reason, got disconnected. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so that game was wild. How much of an impact does Trayvon Diggs actually have on that defense? Upset number 2, Colts versus Ravens. All I wanted to say is your boy told you the Colts were going to be good. Texans, Jaguars, CJ Stroud, it looks like he's absolutely killing it. Dude looks like a man on a mission. And then just 3 more games I wanted to touch on real quick. Chargers, Vikings. About gosh darn time that one of those teams have won something. But I am honestly surprised Brandon Staley pulled that out. Chargers won, like you said, 28-24. Packers versus Saints. No clue how the Packers pulled that victory out. They were down all game. So good for Packers fans. You probably should have beaten them more. But then speaking about beating teams by more, the Dolphins hanging 70 on the Broncos. Just historic. I think like the last time that had happened was before the Super Bowl era. It was like 1967, I think. Something like that.
Something big.
Something like something like, yeah. Again, it was before the Super Bowl era. Again, your boy came on the podcast yesterday or last week, told you guys maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't, to be smart to put money on Mike McDaniels to win Coach of the Year. Bet those odds have changed now after that. Maybe we know a thing or two about that. But yeah, those are just the games I wanted to touch on just a little bit. And then I know there's a game you wanted to touch on, pal.
Yeah, let's talk about some weekly news first before we get to everything that everybody wants to talk about. So let's go ahead and dive right into this.
Ryan and Ben bring you weekly news.
All right, so Colin Kaepernick, let's just say this really quick before I dive into it. We're going to be kind of flying through weekly news. If you guys have any comments about that, please leave them below. Colin Kaepernick wrote a letter to the Jets requesting to be signed. This is just horrible in my opinion. The dude's washed and he probably won't play in the league again. It's just a desperate plea to rejoin. Dude hasn't played in 10 years. What do you have a spot on the practice squad for? But anyways, let's see. Packers wide receiver Christian Watson and running back Aaron Jones plan to play on Thursday. Giants running back Saquon Barkley is day-to-day with his ankle sprain. Saints quarterback Derek Carr injured his shoulder, and Chargers wide receiver Mike Williams is out for the season with a torn ACL. Raiders quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo entered concussion protocol, and Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes injured his right ankle. We do have a comment coming in. Dude hasn't played in how long? Go play in the XFL. That's actually a really good option for Colin Kaepernick. And in my opinion, I think that if you're Colin Kaepernick, go and make a name for yourself elsewhere. Just like somebody, I know if he still has it, he'll put out the same numbers. But Turpin, the kick returner for the Dallas Cowboys, had a fantastic career in the XFL. Which, by the way, I don't know if anybody pays attention to that, but the XFL and the USFL are currently in talks for a merger. So that's interesting as well. Would they be eliminating two teams from one of I don't know, but it's interesting. Anyways, more opportunities for guys like Kaepernick to go ahead and go. Kyle Gagliardi coming in saying, fun fact, Packers are 3-0 when I go to games, aka bet Packers money line tomorrow. Good stuff. Anyways, let's dive right into it. So yeah,
I've been waiting all week for this, by the way. All right. I'm pointing that out. I'm excited. I'm ready. I know I probably just absolutely killed the vibes for what you were trying to get going there, but
it adds up.
Pumped.
I've been bottling up all of my emotions for this moment specifically to be able to vent about these Bears. What a letdown. First off, let me just say this. You start off 0-3, right? The Packers scored 38 points against your defense that was supposed to be awesome, all right? Now, let me clarify this really quick because I know I'm probably going to repost this somewhere, and I know a lot of people are going to be saying this, and they're going to be like, this guy's an idiot. He has no clue what he's going to say. I have no clue what I'm going to say. This is completely unfiltered, uncensored, Ryan, Bears fan, passionate football fan, just a dude being a dude. I'm going to be spewing everything and slapping the crap out of my boom arm. But anyways, let me just say this, right? The Bears had such high expectations going into this season, just like the 2019 season after the double doink, thinking, man, we were just a kicker away. We're okay. Guess what? We weren't a kicker away. We suck. We always have sucked. Ever since the Super Bowl against the Colts, that was our downfall. Virginia McCaskey, I could say some very disrespectful things about you, but you just need to up and sell the team, just like every other Chicago sports team owner. It's just so bad. But it starts from the top. And Ben, you put out a TikTok regarding said topic about how bad this ownership is. Now, there's a constant trend. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to do your research. But there's a constant trend. Let's bring in a head coach with a quarterback he didn't ask for. And after that, we will get rid of that quarterback for the one that the head coach wants. And then after that season doesn't pan out because he's a rookie quarterback, we'll fire that head coach, and then it restarts. The head coach starts with a quarterback that he didn't ask for. The quarterback's going to suck. The coach gets fired. They draft a new quarterback, and then he sucks again. Now, let me just say this, okay? So I was playing Madden earlier with a Bears fan, and I think that this is hilarious because he's right. He goes, dude, you have a podcast and you shouldn't be talking about this because it'll get you all riled up. Yeah, I know. I really hate it. I really do. But let's dive a little bit deeper into it, right? You talk about Bears head coaches and stuff. Matt Eberflus, congratulations, buddy. You earned yourself the title for probably worst Bears head coach in the last 20 years. Let's face it. This guy is complete buns. I would take Mark Trestman back over this idiot. I really would. Mark Trestman, I hated every single aspect of Mark Trestman. This guy is not a great head coach, but neither is Matt Eberflus. When he came in and decided to sell the team on and sell the fans on as far as the product, this is just complete garbage. You spewed complete garbage out of your mouth and lied to be able to get to the spot that where you are. You developed these guys to be able to be a competent defense. What happened to the somewhat competitive Chicago Bears that I was used to last season that had X amount of one possession games against playoff teams and now can't now let me just say this. I knew that they were going to lose to the Chiefs, but I didn't know that it was going to be that bad. I didn't. 41-10 is an embarrassment. 27-17 against the Buccaneers is an embarrassment. 38-20 against the Packers without Aaron Rodgers is an embarrassment. You made Jordan Love look good. And now everybody's sitting here talking about him like he's the next Hall of Fame quarterback to come out of Green Bay. He's not that great. He really isn't. Like, I don't, and Kyle, you can seriously just comment and say that that's fine. I'm happy for you. But he really isn't that great. Ben, we've talked about it. After week 1, you even agreed with me. Jordan Love didn't have that great of a game. You watched the film and everything. He didn't have
but
that
he's
great of a
looked
game.
good since.
He hasn't. He literally hasn't. He hasn't. It's that simple. But this isn't about the Packers. This is about the Bears and how everybody wants to blame Justin Fields. Now, keep in mind, he's on thin ice. I love the guy. I want him to be the guy, but he's on thin ice with me. I want him so bad to be the guy. But, dude, you're taking
Tyler
Ben, you called it.
Badgett.
I'm getting there. Justin Fields, you need to go through your progressions a little bit more. Wide receivers, you need to study the freaking playbook. It's that simple. You need to know what you're doing if you're going to be playing football. And if not, why are we doing a healthy scratch with Equinemius St. Brown? The one guy that you signed to run block and do outside runs and screens on, you're not playing it. Instead, you're playing stupid Chase Claypool like he's actually a shell of the one that he played when he was in Pittsburgh. I'm going to keep stuttering. It doesn't matter. But this is not the same guy. We haven't won a football game in almost a full calendar year. And now we go into a week where we're playing the Denver Broncos, who just gave up 70 points against the Miami Dolphins. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that the Dolphins' offense is miles farther and miles more progressed than the Bears. But what I will say is, as far as Justin Fields' play, this is your 1 week to get it right. This is your one get right week. And if you don't get right, you won't get right. It's that simple. The Commanders got better. Their defense got better. Please, I'm like maybe halfway through. Like Tyler Badgett, when you have people advocating for Tyler Badgett to come onto the field, let me just say this. Bears fans, you all are stupid. Me included. But we're all stupid. If you think that Tyler Badgett is the answer, tell me one thing. Why he can't win the quarterback 2 position against Nathan Peterman. Tell me why this guy's quarterback 3, he's a healthy scratch on Sundays, and you want him out on the field? Nathan Peterman was competitive against the Vikings in week 18 last season and almost cost us the number 1 pick over it. And you want him on the field? This is dumb. This is the most idiotic thing. Why are we advocating for this guy? I understand he was fun to watch in the preseason, but there's got to be something that the coaches see as far as who I want as a backup and who I feel the most comfortable in when it comes to the offense. Why he could be the next Brock Purdy. Do you know how many Mr. Irrelevance that have a starting spot on an NFL team? I haven't done my research, but please get back to me because I promise you it's a very small amount that are still on an NFL team to begin with, let alone a starting quarterback. And so when it comes to Brock Purdy, that is strictly somebody that's a once-in-a-lifetime type talent that's going to come in and be the last pick of the NFL draft and actually be relevant for once. This guy is not going to happen. An undrafted free agent is not going to be your starting quarterback for decades. I can promise you that. But Justin Fields is too good to be playing as bad as he has been. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not all on Fields. You've got run blockers that aren't blocking. You've got Cole Kmet that just isn't doing his job as a blocking tight end. You've got Cole Kmet who can only catch passes sometimes. You've got DJ Moore that wants to sit here during Buccaneers week and sit here mic'd up saying that, yeah, I agree. They're not using me right. But you're going to drop a 40-yard dime downfield and act like it's their problem? Get better if you want to be the number 1 guy. Otherwise, you're playing like a very great wide receiver 2. Let's face it. If you really want to be that guy and you really want to be that 1,000-yard receiver every single season, you cannot drop that ball. You can't. If you want to be on the same exact level as Stephon Diggs and A.J. Brown was for Josh Allen and Eagles quarterback, whatever his name, Jalen Hurts, you want to be on that tier, you got to do it yourself. You got to make this guy look good. And if you're dropping passes, it's not going to look good. If you're dropping passes, you're not going to get 1,000 yards in a season. Now, let me just reiterate something that I, talked to this Bears fan on Madden about. I would take rushing Justin Fields and all the crap that comes with it on social media if it means we can win games. Fields can throw for 2,500 yards and rush for 2,000. I don't care. But if it means we're winning games, I'll take it. But why are we sitting here with the expectations of the defense? We have no depth at our defensive backs. We have no D-line, just in general. Gervin Dexter looks somewhat decent, but you passed on Jalen Carter. It's that's the reality of it. But when it comes into it, the coaching staff is losing the locker room by the minute. As we talk, this is horrible. If you go and watch a press conference with Justin Fields when it came to his rookie year, and then you look at his first season as a starting quarterback, he looked like a developing quarterback. Now he looks like he literally stated something stupid like, I've been really appreciating life and the opportunity to be able to do this. He's depressed. The dude's depressed. He literally doesn't know what to do anymore. You broke Justin Fields. He's not the same dude. He isn't. He's a shell of the guy. His confidence is at ground zero. He can't make a play because he doesn't believe in himself. You've got a coaching staff that thinks that their scheme is more important than the talent that the players are putting on the field. If you think just for half a second in the NFL, any competent coaching staff is going to be like, hey, listen, I've got this talented dude on my offense. I don't know, maybe look at Mike McDaniel in Miami and think, hey, I've got Tyreek Hill. Maybe I should run a couple deep bombs and teach Tua how to throw a deep bomb. Instead, what you'll have is, no, let's make, with this logic, let's make Tyreek Hill do a quick slant or something like that, and we'll throw it right over the middle because Tua can only throw short. Like, this is stupid. Like, we have designed runs for Justin Fields and no blockers that can actually get the job done. It's so dumb. I'm at the end of the day, I'm frustrated, I'm disappointed, and I don't know what else to do. I really don't. The expectations that I have for this team has just been out the window. And the only thing, if we're looking at the 1-6 Lions halfway through the season as something we need to strive for, now that's a quote from Justin Fields. If we have that going for us, I don't know if I want to watch another Bears game this season because that's just sad. You're looking at 1-6 and be like, yeah, it's pretty good. Like, you haven't won a football game yet. The Indianapolis Colts were supposed to be a bottom 10 worst team in the league, and they've won 2 games so far. They look competitive. The Arizona Cardinals are tanking, and then if every game ended in the first half, they'd be, 3-0 at this point. At least they're competitive. Jonathan Gannon looked like a horrible coaching signing, and he looks like Bill Belichick with his success right now, dude. And I understand, like, this guy has been losing games and everything, but, like, dude, Matt Eberflus, you need to win it back. You need to win this week more than ever. You need this win.
He doesn't have the fire in his gut.
Yeah, this is horrible. His coaching decisions is just bad. Like, at this point, it's just laughable. I don't know. I'm going to open up the floor. I've been talking for like 15 minutes, but like, that's it. That's part of the rant that I'm sure is just going to come later on. But like, that's majority of it. That's majority of it.
This is how I feel after listening to your rant.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
That is just amazing performance, Ryan. We just give
Dude,
you.
I blacked out for like 15 minutes there. Like, I I'm gonna watch his back at some point and recognize what I said, and I hope there's no profanity in this.
No, you're good. No, okay. So time to snap back. By the way, just phenomenal. I'm glad as a person of a winning franchise, and I know Kyle's in here. He'll agree. I mean, it sucks being a fan of a poverty franchise like the Bears.
Just
Any
bad
Jersey.
every year. Bad.
Yes,
We can have one good year,
so-
and what happens? Double doink. Like I can't have anything good.
No. But the two things too that said one rubbed me the wrong way, and then the other we'll get into and just logically here. Don't ever compare Tyreek Hill and DJ Moore. That's just I know what you were trying to do there. Just
Can you clarify what I was trying to
Not-
do there, just so that I don't look like an idiot?
so kind of what Ryan was the two things the 2 points Ryan were trying to get at too was like a wide receiver stepping in and helping a quarterback, but then also like running an offense around your good players. Instead of making your good players fit into your offense, you need to create an offense that fits around your good players. That's kind of the 2 points Ryan was
Thank you.
trying to hit at with both of them. But then also I see Bears fans saying like this is Justin Fields' week. If he doesn't do his week, he's on thin ice and whatnot. And then Bears fans turn around and say, well, Tyson Badgett just isn't it. Like he's not good. What are we doing? You can't so what's the plan? If Fields is trash and what are you gonna do? And I understand he's on thin ice and whatnot, but what is the point after this? He goes into the Broncos game, he scores 10 points, he throws 2 interceptions, doesn't hit he doesn't look like a good passer, isn't running the ball well. What do you do after that? And it's week 3. It'll be week 4 at that point, and that's kind of I understand the frustration because I couldn't even imagine watching a team this bad. But what do you do for
this team is too good to be too bad.
The rest of this season, are they though?
They are,
because
you've got 2 linebackers that are doing everything. You've got Eddie
and
Jackson.
That's it.
You've got Jaquan Brisker. You've got Tyreek Stevenson. You've got
who's
Johnson.
a rookie. Who's a rookie? Jalen Johnson is good, and your linebackers are good. Kyle Gordon, he's been
he's been hurt. Kyler Gordon,
I know. Brisker, he's looked fine. Not the breakout year that I expected him to have. Eddie Jackson, he's been on and off. He's been hurt. Tyreek Stevenson, like I said, a rookie. The defensive line, dude, the whole
garbage
team, the whole defense, that whole unit has less sacks than what Jalen Carter has. The whole offensive line, the offensive line, awful. The offensive line is butt. And then you look at something.
To my dad. TJ Watt has 6 sacks. Daniel Hunter has 5 sacks. Myles Garrett has 4.5. Matthew Judon and Micah Parsons have 4. Tied for 45th place. Roquan Smith has 1.5. Jadeveon Clowney has 1.5. Jalen Carter has 1.5. Tied for 60th place. The entire Chicago Bears defense. Every Chicago Bear that plays defense has the same amount of sacks as Larry Ogunjobi, Solomon Thomas, and freaking Christian Gonzalez. I'm done. I'm done.
So for those, by the way, the reason they picked those guys in Jalen Carter, Jadeveon Clowney, and I forget Roquan Smith, those are all guys that were either on the Bears at one point, or the Bears had an option to sign and probably should have at some point. So that's why they picked those guys. But that whole defensive line just looks like buns. And outside of Darnell Wright, which I guess he's a bright spot. I mean, he's good.
The best offensive lineman we have.
And that's it. And that's kind of the point I'm trying to get to. If the rookie right tackle is the best offensive lineman that you have, that's saying something about your offensive line. And then you talked about it in your rant. A guy like DJ Moore, you want to see him get more touches, yes, but like you said, a 40-yard just in the bucket, like a pass you just don't see better than that, and he still dropped that. It's the team just isn't good. And like the defense, they should be producing more than what they should. I'll give you that. But the offense is buns. Like the team is just a bad team. And now it's getting to the question that I've had conversations with my friends. I went to lunch with a couple of them today. It's to the point that the Bears are so bad and has historically been so bad. And again, I put out a TikTok about it. Go and watch that if you guys are interested. But the Bears are so bad right now and historically have been so bad at specifically developing the quarterback, let alone just team history, that if you're Caleb Williams and the Bears have the number 1 overall pick,
Why would you want to come here?
you would
Thank
say,
you.
I'm staying another year. I'm not coming out. I like screw that. The Bears can F right off. I'm not gonna be a Chicago Bear. So like, that's what I'm saying. That like it is at such a point where just like with the Bears as a franchise and with the Bears as a fan, like you just, I don't see a path for the Bears at this moment. And it's week 3. There are 14 weeks of football left in the regular season. Obviously, the next step is going to be firing your head coach, letting Poles figure out who he wants, letting Poles draft who he wants and whatnot. But right now, it's just there's not much going for the Bears. And again, you were like maybe Caleb Williams, but he might not even come out if the Bears have the number 1 overall pick.
I'm furious at this point because not only did I just make all of those points, I forgot one major one that I just kept repeating to myself on Sunday.
Yes.
How do you go into an offseason with the number 1 overall pick and the most cap space in the NFL, enter the season with the most cap space in the NFL, and come out with a worse team than you have going into it? How does it make any sense? It doesn't. Literally any other team in the league would have gotten better. Literally pick literally any team. They would have gotten better.
And
point blank period.
I think it stems from what I was saying 2 years ago now at this point when you guys hired Eberflus. The NFL's completely different, and I understand it's the Bears tradition, and the Bears have done this, and they know what they're doing. Do they know what they're doing? But the Bears are, they know what they're doing and whatnot. You need, especially if you have a young quarterback. It'd be different if Matthew Stafford was your quarterback or whatnot. But if you have a young quarterback, you need to pair him up with an offensive mind. And if your hopes for Justin Fields and pairing him up with an offensive line was Luke Getsky, then you're just delusional. We both said it when you guys hired him. So and that's what it is, point blank period. Like, you guys need to, once you fire him, it's not if, once you fire Eberflus, you need to go out and hire a Ben Johnson or someone else to give whoever your quarterback is a chance. Because right now it's just, and that's the issue too, to your point. You guys had all this money, but Luke has just done no favors for Justin Fields at all. And that's the point that I'm trying to get at. Like, you guys had that money. You guys had the number 1 overall pick. Ryan Poles tried to go out and sign like additions to help him. And on paper, the roster looks better than what they should. But Luke walked into the quarterback room and is trying to turn Justin Fields into someone he's not, and is effing up the team. And that's the main issue, man. Yeah. And he might have messed up to the point beyond no return. Justin Fields is gone in Chicago. There is no chance for him in Chicago. So when you draft Caleb Williams, when you draft Drake May, when you draft Michael Penix, please do right by the young man and get him someone that can actually help him succeed in the NFL.
It's Kellen Moore was available. I mean, you know. All right, let's take a deep breath and See you guys here in about
That
7
was fun.
seconds.
They say winning isn't everything, and that may be true in some cases. But right now, let's make some money. It's time for Pigskin Payout.
Now, if I'm smart, I don't put any of my money towards this because as of recently, the sports gods just hate me, and there's no way that I'd be right in any kind of sports take, right? I mean, this past week for Pigskin Pick'em was horrible for me too, but we'll dive into that as well.
Thursday.
Last week, Thursday, awesome for me. Awesome. 3 for 3 on our first Thursday night football picks. And so if you're trying to make some money for Thursday night football, this is your time. We've got 3 picks right now. You could parlay them. You could bet individually if you really feel like it. I, for one, think all of these are going to hit. But who knows? You know, if I wasn't confident in them, I wouldn't put them in the segment. I'm saying for Thursday night football between the Lions and Packers, under 46 total points. Jared Goff.
Under.
Yes. Jared Goff, alternate passing yards, over 200. And Sam Laporta, anytime touchdown, is the little bit of a risky one just because anytime touchdowns are very, very risky. But just a little bit of a parlay boost there. I say the first 2 are definitely going to hit. Looking at the Packers and Lions altogether history, the last 2 matchups were under that point total of 40 or 46 points. And I mean, if you look at the Packers altogether this season, with the exception of that Bears game, you know, they haven't really been scoring a lot of points. And I think that the Lions are also in that same exact boat. And I think that they can keep it under 46 total points just as a whole. And then going for that Sunday slate, really, I mean, as I've stated before, they don't post any of the lines as far as individual players and everything. So total points are what I really like to bet. Over 43 total points, Falcons at Jags. This is definitely a get-right game for Trevor Lawrence and company. I expect them to score anywhere between 24 and 27 points. And then, you know, the Falcons obviously have to score a couple times there as well. The Dolphins and Bills, under 54 total points. I think this one's going to be close. The Dolphins, the Dolphins, I mean, you look at it, dude, they scored 70 points. That's awesome, right? However, I mean, the Bills, man, they still need, you know, that get-right week towards that as well. And then over 45.5 total points, Broncos at Bears. Yes, this is my only Bears bet of the week, specifically because the Bears need this win, but the Broncos also need this win. And both defenses led up a lot of points last week as well. Over 45.5 total points seems generous if both offenses can get going. And then Buccaneers plus 3.5 at Saints. I don't hate that at all. I really do think that that's going to be fine. So, Ben, do you have any problems with any of my picks, or should we go ahead and move on?
The Bears. I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you. Both teams looked bad on defense, but both teams looked not very good on offense either. So that one scares me the most out of any of the picks you made. Most of them sounds good. Going to the Thursday slate though, the Sam Laporta one concerns me a little bit. I know you touched on it. Anytime scorers can be pretty difficult sometimes. And Sam Laporta is awesome. I think he's having I don't want to say historic, but a very good season for a rookie tight end. But let's calm down. Saw some people on Twitter already top 10 tight end in the NFL. Just pump the brakes here a little bit.
Yeah.
But I liked the other ones. I think that does have a potential of being a high scoring game, especially with Christian Watson coming back. So the under scares me a little bit. But yeah. And then the Bears one, not a fan of that one. We'll see. But I'm actually right there with you though with the Dolphins Bills. That's projected to be the highest scoring game of the week. And much of that had to do with them putting up 70 points against the Broncos. I would hope the Bills defense is better than the Broncos defense. I'm right there with you. I think kind of fading the total points on that one might be the smart move of the week. And I bet you money, like the odds will agree with you on that one. I bet you the odds on that one are much better than what it would be taking the over. It's just a smart bet.
Got you. All right, so let's go ahead and move on just a little bit.
You think you know just when you thought it was safe to play the underdog, we put you on upset alert.
My bad for the misclick there. So, Ben, why don't you start us off? Who do you have for upset alert this week?
Yeah. So there's a few of them. As far as upset alerts, the ones that I have like listed as possible, like I'm gonna name off which ones are possible or which ones I see like as possibilities, but I'm not gonna tell you if it's gonna happen or not. You guys will have to save that for the next segment. I'm gonna start doing that so I don't give away my picks segment too early. Panthers Vikings. The Panthers absolutely have a path. The Vikings look like they're in absolute shambles. Bengals Titans. I don't know what it is about this Titans team, but they're just playing teams tough, which is funny because I'm pretty sure they got blown out this past week. But they've just been playing teams really, really tough, and the Bengals have struggled. Even against the Rams, I know they won, but that game just did not look good for them. The score does not tell you how close that game actually was. And then Patriots, Cowboys, I could really see that ending bad for the Cowboys. Again, the Patriots are just another one of those teams for some reason that plays teams really, really tough. Those are kind of the 3 or 4 that I find fun. Oh, and then my Rams Colts, but I'll probably have the Colts on the segment every week because they're my Colts this year. So,
all right, let's go ahead and let's see. Oh yeah, no, I have Steelers at Texans, Buccaneers at Saints, and Broncos at Bears. Yeah. Anyways, cool. I think that the Bears winning would definitely be an upset. I have Texans Steelers as well. Yeah, but I'm just saying it would be an upset. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on.
You think you know football? Well, prove it. This is Pigskin Pick'em.
All right, so this is going to be pretty tough. So Ben, you killed me last week, man. You took a 5-game lead in the overall. You beat me by 4 games this week. You were 33-15, my friend. Congratulations on the hot start. I am 28-20. So let's start off with Thursday Night Football, Lions at Packers. What do you think?
This one was really hard, especially with these two teams. As much as for some reason the last couple weeks I've just been on the with the Packers. I think it's external reasons as to why I'm voting for the Packers. But as much as I want the Packers to win, Kyle, plug your ears. I'm going to have Lions win this one. The Lions just seem to win the scrappier games. And again, the Packers were in a dogfight this past week. I mean, it was super scrappy. And I just think it's the head coach of the Lions. And I think when it comes down to it, in those close games, I'm usually going to pick the Lions to win. So I'm going to pick the Lions to win. But this one was tough because, like you said, Christian Watson and Aaron Jones looks like they're going to come back this week. And honestly, Christian Watson coming back might throw a little bit of a wrench into a good thing that they have in their offense. So I'm going to have the Lions win 27-24.
All right. I have – this is tough because I was about to confidently pick this. I'll pick the Packers just for the fun of being opposite here. I'm not going to be rooting for the Packers by any means. I hope that they lose. But normally the reason why I'm scared is because normally the Packers will beat the Lions in Detroit and the Lions will beat the Packers in Lambeau. So we'll see how that goes. I'll go with the Packers here. Yeah. Anyways, London game number 1, early morning. Are you going to be watching the Falcons versus Jaguars?
I usually probably wouldn't have, but I might just to tune in to see the Toy Story cast, just to see what that looks like. I'll probably watch it for the first quarter and then go back to bed. But and there's no way I'm going to watch a full game of the Toy Story cast. But Toy Story is my favorite childhood movie, so I might have to just to see what it looks like. That being said, the Jags are London's team. For those who don't know this already, for some reason, well, I don't want to say for some reason, but the London really does love the Jags. The reason is because when they first started doing the London games, it seemed like the Jaguars were always the team that went to London. So the Jaguars just grew a very big fan base in London. And the Jaguars are going to put on a show for that London crowd. They're going to win, what is that? 31? Yes, 31-14.
I have the Jaguars winning as well. I didn't put a score for any of my predictions, though.
Neither did I. That's why I had to do the math like that.
Yeah. Starting off with the noon slate, Rams at Colts. What do you think? Anthony Richardson returning to practice here.
Anthony Richardson returning to practice. The Colts pulled off one upset last week. Are they going to continue to do it again this week? Yes, they are. The Colts are going to win this one. In a fairly close one like it was this past week, Colts are going to win 17-14.
All right. I also have the Colts winning as well. Ravens at Browns.
Somehow the Browns managed to look like one of the worst football teams in football and win. You look at their games, you wouldn't think it because the Browns have done a pretty good job of scoring on teams. But they just like watching them it's bad football. I have no clue how. But I'm gonna have the Ravens win this one. The Ravens have not got out to the start that we would have all hoped. But just like it is for the Jags, this is gonna be a get right game for the Ravens. They're gonna win 27-17.
I have the Browns winning.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this one. You said, I'm sorry, Ravens winning this one?
I have the Ravens win. If you're not doing score, I'm gladly won't do score either.
Yeah. Vikings at Panthers. What do you think?
Like I said, I think this is a chance to be an upset alert. The Panthers, this isn't shocking, but the Panthers look fairly good with Andy Dalton back there at quarterback. Not surprised they look better with Andy Dalton, the veteran quarterback, a dude who's played in the league for a long time, a dude who was a Pro Bowl quarterback over the rookie quarterback. I think this again has a chance to be a surprise upset. But I'm gonna have the Vikings win. It was just hard for me to pick the Vikings to go 0-4, especially with a guy like Justin Jefferson who's been absolute terror. I think it's gonna be closer than people think, but I am gonna have the Vikings win this.
I have the Vikings, and I'm thinking the same exact thing as you. Bengals at Titans.
Like I said, I think this one's going to be another one of those close games. We're going to look back on it and be like, Joe Burrow, what is happening? But it looks like him and Jamar Chase are finally on the same page again after this Rams game. We'll see if that's going to continue into this Titans game. I'm going to have the Bengals win this one, but like I said, it's going to be a little bit closer than what people would have hoped.
I have the Bengals as well. Buccaneers at Saints.
Like you talked about in the pigskin payout, I just like the Bucs in this one. I don't know what it is, but I just like the Bucs in this one. And maybe it's the Jameis Winston factor. Jameis Winston is just the complete opposite of the Browns in the way that he manages to look good somehow and really spread out the ball to his targets, but then doesn't actually win. But I am going to have the Bucs win this one.
No worries. I have the Buccaneers as well. Dolphins at Bills.
This one's going to be really fun. This will probably be the game that I have alongside of my Eagles game. Golly, man. I'm going to continue with the Dolphins. I didn't know where I was going with this game until right now, but Dolphins are one of the only undefeated teams left. It's the Bucks, it's the Dolphins, the Eagles, and I don't know who the last team is, but I'm gonna have the Dolphins continue that. We're gonna have the Dolphins win.
Let's see here. Who's that other team? Oh man. See, this is like you said, this is very, very tough. However, yeah, no, you're right. I'll go with the Dolphins. Here. I feel like
the Niners are the other team. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like if Oh no, yeah. I feel like down the road, the Bills will win this one. You know, but as of right now, the Dolphins are hot, and it's hard not to pick them. So, Broncos at Bears. Broncos? I'm assuming.
Buddy, I'm gonna pick the Bears to win this. Pick the Bears to win this. Justin Fields is gonna have 2 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns.
Is he gonna make me excited at least?
Yeah, he's gonna make you excited. Again, he might have my final stat line is 4 total touchdowns. And anyway, I'd like to say 2 and 2, 4 total touchdowns, but he will have an interception.
I'll take 3 and 1.
What?
3 and 1. I'll take 3 and 1. 3 passing, 1 rushing.
Yeah, my guess is going to be 2 and 2
sure.
and the 1 interception. So a total of 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. So in there, they're going to look fairly decent. And we're going to be like, oh, the Bears. And we'll be like, oh no, it's because they're playing the Broncos. But we're going to have the Bears win this one.
I have the Broncos winning this one, and I'm going to lose my mind. Wow. Commanders at Eagles. I'm assuming we're on the same page there.
Yeah.
Eagles, yeah. Steelers at Texans.
I can't believe I forgot to talk about this team in the pigskin or in the upset alert because I have the Texans winning this one.
I also
the Texans
have winning this one.
No, gosh dang it, Ryan, get out of here. The Texans just look like a freaking good football team, and CJ Stroud, like
I'll switch up.
As much as I don't like giving
I'll take Steelers.
Okay, as much as I don't like giving my flowers to OSU players, especially their quarterbacks, CJ has just looked good, man. Point blank period. Tank Dell looks awesome. Nico Collins looks awesome. That offensive line needs work. That defense looks good. Shocker. A team that hires a defensive head coach actually has a good defense. Bears would never know that. But yes, I'm going to have the Texans win.
All right. I'm going to switch up one of my picks really quick. All right, cool. Let's see. Yeah, I'll take the Steelers in that one. Raiders at Chargers.
Chargers, easy. Just yeah, Chargers.
All right, we're both picking 49ers, I'm assuming. Patriots at Cowboys.
Like I said, they're going to be on upset alert, but I am going to have the Cowboys win this one.
All right, I'm having the Patriots win this one. Chiefs at Jets.
The Chiefs.
Yeah. Let's see, and then Seahawks at Giants.
The Seahawks, but I did want to point this out. This is the only 1:00 game that the Eagles play all year, which okay, but yes, the Seahawks.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so that'll do it for Pigskin Pick'em this week. If you guys are watching on TikTok as well, we will be posting another one this week as well. So let's go ahead and move on to our next segment here.
Pro football isn't the only game in town. Let's take a stroll to Ben's College Corner.
All right, Ben, the floor is yours.
My lord, it's hard to pick a point to start within this. But just due to time, I have things going on after this. So I'm going to make this a little bit quicker than what I had to originally thought. But Colorado, my lord. Dion, how do you let your team get spanked by that much? I was worried it was going to be a shutout. That defense is just bad. And I kind of thought it in week 1 when they let TCU score as many points as they did on them. And I definitely thought it in week 2 when Colorado State put up that many points on them. But then the Ducks just blew the doors right off them. Was not even close. Colorado, you have a chance to redeem yourself a little bit going into this week. We'll get to that in just a second. But Notre Dame versus OSU, that was the other team I looked or wanted to look at. Again, OSU continues to not stand out to me. They won the game, but it took until basically the last play of the game to continue winning. Kyle McCord, same thing I've said all year, just does not look like the guy. He looks like a Mac Jones light. It just he's not it. And I'm not saying he can't get there because knowing my luck, OSU will beat Michigan this year, and I'm going to look stupid. I'm going to have crow on my face. But Notre Dame had every chance to win that. And the last 2 plays of the game too, they were playing with 10 guys on the field. If they had that defensive line in, who knows, the game could have been completely different. And Notre Dame could be looking to be in the national championship. And this is why Notre Dame needs to find a conference to play in, because now they have 1 loss, and now they can't go into the selection day when it comes to picking the 4 teams in college football playoffs and say, look, all these other teams have 1 losses as well, but we have our conference championship. They can't do that. But an ACC team probably will be able to. The second SEC team might be able to say, we have 1 loss, but we have a conference championship. Notre Dame does not have the ability to say we have 1 loss. But so Notre Dame, they probably will never find a conference, and they will probably stay independent forever. But this is why they need to find a conference. It hurts their chances to do things like getting into the playoffs. And they're expanding to 12-man, so it's probably isn't going to mean anything next year or 2 years from now. But still, it's going to hurt them this year. And when you can't do that, it's going to hurt recruiting a little bit. In terms of the games this week that I think everyone needs to watch, like I said, I was going to get into it. Colorado has a chance to redeem themselves just a little bit this week. They are playing USC, University of Southern California. They have looked very good. That offense has just not been able, like no one has been able to slow them down. And with the way that in the way that Colorado's defense looked against Oregon, I'm worried. Shoot, UCLA or USC might be getting a 70 bomb hung on them like they were the Broncos. That's a game to watch. But again, there's always a chance that Deion's going to have an effect on his kids, and they might upset him. I'm, technically not a betting man yet, but I would not be making that bet. The second game I have for you guys is number 24 Kansas versus number 3 Texas. Texas has looked good. Ewers looks like a bad man. But again, this Kansas team hangs around. I don't know what it is about Kansas last few years. Okay, that's not true. I do know what it is about Kansas. It's Jalen Daniels. He's looked very good so far. So just watch out for that. And then the last game this week, because again, I always like to give you guys 3. The last game I want to give you guys this week is Notre Dame, who has now moved down, I think, to the 10 spot. Maybe they say to 9, but I'm pretty sure they moved down to the 10 spot. They moved down to the 11th spot versus 17 Duke. I'm not quite there on Duke yet. I like their quarterback. I think his name is Riley Leonard. I think he's fun to watch. I don't think he's quite what everyone has hyped him up to be. But again, that's another ranked matchup for Notre Dame to hopefully come in and prove themselves a little bit more against. Those are 3 games I have. There are plenty of really, really good games going on this week. Tennessee versus South Carolina, Ole Miss versus LSU, Georgia versus Auburn, Florida versus Texas, Penn State. I would say Penn State versus Northwestern, but Utah versus Oregon State. So there are plenty really good matchups to watch this week. Those 3 are not the only ones to watch. If you guys are bored and you guys want to throw something on Saturday, don't be scared to just go on the SEC network, go on the Big Ten network, and just throw on a game. This is the point in the season where all these games actually matter. There's not really a bad game of like the Power 5 or Group 5 schools. So just turn that on, and next week, hopefully we'll be talking about a different story with Deion and his Buffaloes.
All right, so we are going to go ahead and move on to the last segment of the night here.
You do it.
It's time for America's favorite game, Weddle.
All right, I'll switch us over here.
Thank you. I was going to say we switched each other on accident.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and share the screen here. Now, I won last week. Pretty solid week.
Because Fred Warner, what is he doing? Anyway.
All right, let's help each other out here. It's easy mode. Everybody knows the rules. Let's see. I'll go ahead and start us off here. Justin Fields. Who knows how much longer he's going to be my quarterback? So
in either wide receiver. It's kind of tall. Well, it doesn't have to be wide receiver. My guess is probably tight end. But we're not going to do that because we're going to do DeAndre Hopkins.
All right.
Is it tight end? Poo-poo.
Let's see here.
I thought it was taller.
AFC tight end.
Travis Kelce. I was going to say the age doesn't work.
Yeah.
All right, another
just wanted to see
AFC, Mark Andrews. Number works too, I think.
Also traded for him today. It's been a good day.
Yes.
AFC
So
East.
North.
Oh wait, no, that's AFC South. My bad. Wrong division.
AFC East. Who are the East teams?
Ooh, I know. I think I have a guess at who it is.
Hayden Hurst.
No. I'm helping you here because it's easy mode. No. Hayden Hurst plays for the Panthers in the NFC.
Good call. I was thinking Hayden Hurst because he was on the Bengals, but so
Double H's is what I'm thinking.
Why do I struggle? The East. Who are the East? Oh, the East. Yes, that was him like a couple weeks ago. Though I thought, but the height does work out. It was Gesicki a couple weeks ago. Yeah, Hunter Henry. The age works out there. The height works out there. Yeah,
There we go.
I was blanking on who the East was. I'm gonna be honest.
All right, I'll start us off again.
Gervon Dexter, a defensive player in the AFC, who's kind of maybe old. I can't tell because he didn't help me out there. Darius Slay.
Let's see here.
Based off the height, he's either linebacker or safety. Why did I say that? It doesn't matter. You knew that.
That's not that. What's his name? I don't think this will work, but
ooh, a safety in the AFC who is 26. Who are my North teams? Let me run through this because I feel like I'm only gonna get one shot. I feel like it's gonna come back to you, and if I don't get it right here, golly, but I have that time thing that I kind of need. Okay, North. Steelers, Ravens. Steelers, Ravens, Bengals. Who's the fourth? No. Okay. AFC. John Holland. I think he's too old, though. I think he's only 24. He's 23. Even worse.
let's go.
I thought Minka was
Fitzpatrick.
so much older. I literally said Minka. No. I can't believe I said that. I'm going to see if I can go back and listen to myself say that because I thought he was older than that. That's wild.
Let's
He's been
go.
in the league for like 8 years now.
Comeback time, baby. Let's go. 2 straight
Dude,
episodes.
Not happening. But I'll let
I
you.
have one more thing to vent about. Okay. This is my message to NFL media. Literally, nobody cares how many games Taylor Swift is going to attend for the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. Kindly, in the most disrespectful way possible, please leave that off of my timeline. Thank you
Not
very
gonna
much.
happen,
Ben?
pal. They love Taylor Swift. It's not good for us footballer lovers. It's good to bring in the Swifties. She has a lot of fans. It's like 1 million people, like alone.
Yeah.
They're just like,
But I'm so mad that people are like, I don't know, because like Travis Kelce's super aggressive, and like I don't know if I'm okay with him dating Taylor Swift.
Let me tell you, neither one of them cares what you think. Plain and simple. What they care about is you spending $1,000 on a Taylor Swift concert ticket. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's all
or
that they care about.
$1,000, $500 on the nosebleed section.
Keep buying those Travis Kelce. Keep buying those Travis Kelce jerseys that went up 400% in sales this week. Keep buying them. I promise you, this will last forever. That being said, this has been the Pigskin Project this week. Unless Ben has one last thing to say.
I was going to mention something about the Colorado game. Just like real quick, this is the confirmed list, like so far. This is wild. Of the confirmed celebrities at the Colorado at UFC game. LeBron James and Bronny James, Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, Lil Wayne, DJ Khaled, Matthew McConaughey, and Will Ferrell. And that's just the confirmed guys that we are. This is going to be a freaking fun game to watch, folks. Make sure you watch it. Make sure you watch the Dolphins and Bills game. Hopefully Ryan has better things to say about the Bears and Justin Fields. That's it for me.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Watch the TikTok.